But boy, I mean, at one time now, this wouldn't happen. Right here. This would not happen.
You wouldn't have come over here. I would have.
So, you know, kind of tell me what you remember of the early rivalry. I mean, we hated each other. Let's point blank. We hated each other.
My mission is to travel the state of North Carolina to meet my fellow high school football coaches and to get to know them more on a personal level and to bring that personal side of these coaches to you, to see that there is more to these coaches than just Friday nights under those bright lights. Let's get on the road.
Hey everyone, Coach Willert here from your East Forsyth Eagles. Today we go on the road to meet up with the head coach from the West Forsyth Titans, Adrian Snow. Coach Snow has been a head coach for 18 years, 12 of those years at West Forsyth. He has accumulated a total of 149 wins in those 18 years. He's coached in the Under Armour All-American game, he's coached in the Shrine Bowl game, and he's coached in the East-West All-Star game here in North Carolina. Let's get down the road right now and see what we can learn more about the man that steers the ship at West Forsyth, Adrian Snow. Man, going down here to West Forsyth, I've known Coach Snow for about 12 years now. We have had some epic battles. I mean, crazy battles. And our relationship has evolved so much over the years, and we'll get more into that as we talk today. But at one time we were total enemies. I mean, total enemies. We wouldn't even spit on each other if we were on fire. So it's good to get to see Coach Snow today, learn a little bit more about the man, and show everybody how we've come together more as friends and not enemies like we used to be.
Coach Snow, what's up, man?
Another day in paradise.
Hey, appreciate you having me here at the Village, man.
I'll be honest with you, you probably get the shakes that come over here, don't you?
Hey, I tell you what, coming over here, it's kind of actually nice. I'm not my butt's not real tight. No, you know, I'm kind of relaxed. I get to meet you, get to have a good time with you today and all that. But I appreciate you having us here at West Forsyth.
Be fun. It'll be a good day.
Well, hey, we're here, you know. We're on the road. I'm going to go around and try to meet a bunch of coaches in North Carolina, and I thought what better place to start than at West Forsyth and Adrian Snow. And now, you know, I know there ain't many people in North Carolina that don't know you, but for the few, 2 or 3 that don't know you, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, your high school, maybe what you did in high school and all those kind of things.
Didn't do a lot in high school. I'm from Dobson, North Carolina. Really, I'm from Level Cross, if you want the truth about it. And it's not the Level Cross of Richard Petty. There's a smaller Level Cross. And Level Cross, I went to Surrey Central High School, played football there for 4 years. And during my 4 years, I had 4 different coaches.
No way.
Well, yeah, bad. Like at one time when my head coach that basically took over my senior year, Alex Mebane, when he took the job, they had the longest losing streak in the history of North Carolina at the time. He took over and we won 2 games that year and it was amazing. And everybody says 2 games, well, we should have won a couple more. That was another couple stories, but anyway, so it was almost like he changed my life, like just in that short time. And then I still can remember going down and seeing him on the 4th hall. He taught math, and I said, "Listen, I don't know what I can do with my life." And he said, "You need to get in teaching and coaching." And I said, "No, you can't make no money doing that." So I'm not making any money.
Well, you're right,
but I'm still doing it.
Hey, well, that's good. Now, you played high school. What position you play? Let everybody know what you played.
I was a veer tackle.
Okay, okay.
We ran the wishbone, and I was a tackle during that time, and played offensive line. At the time, I weighed 156 pounds, sopping wet.
A little different back in the day.
Yeah, a little. I've added some poundage.
So is that why you love the O-line so much? You got a little place in your heart?
And literally,
'cause you did
when
it?
I started coaching, that's the first position I coached, and those guys are the best. I mean, I love all of them, but there's something about those guys. They do all this stuff and they don't basically get the credit. Nobody's gonna talk to them, and they understand it when they get started. So
They
it
don't
is what
care.
it is. They just do their job.
The best kids. Awesome, man. Hey, can you lead me down to the stadium here?
Yeah, we'll take
and I can relax and actually enjoy walking into the village.
And
here.
nobody's yelling at you.
Nobody's yelling at me yet.
Or talking
any of
about the
that.
rain.
That's it. We're gonna get to that too. Let's head on down to the field.
All right, sounds good.
Tell me a little bit more. We touched about it up by the weight room about Coach Mebane. You know, what did he mean in your life? You know, yeah, man, I hear you.
He's I wouldn't be here today. He instilled a lot of discipline, a lot of structure, a lot of fire. As he coached me, I just knew he was different. He was a different person. And then when I started working for him, he pushed me harder than anybody. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'm at Surrey Central, and then we go to R.J. Reynolds. He takes a job there, and I'm an assistant for him there. And it was like me, the way he pushed, and then he pushed everybody else. So I mean, like for me, it was like, I mean, he was on me. If I wasn't doing my job, it was on. And you did your job, and you did it right, and you worked hard, and it was unbelievable. So he's work ethic, structure, discipline. The way I am today is because of him, no doubt.
You know, looking back at my career of how I got into coaching and all that, it's been one head coach or somebody that's coached you, and I bet if we go back and look, and as I talk to other coaches in the area, I'm sure that's why they got into coaching, because of that one coach that kind of stuck out. I see you doing that for kids here. You know, I know Eagle Nation might be mad at me for giving you some props right now, but that's what it's all about. You know, but there's one question that's been killing me. I've just never had the guts to ask you. Adrian. So that's what everybody calls you, and probably know. But your real name's Brian, correct?
Crazy. Yep.
So tell me that story.
So the story
How's that go?
It's weird. Like my mother, my father, my name is Brian Adrian Snow, Brian with an I, but literally everybody calls me Adrian or Coach, but basically it's Adrian. But here's the funny thing. When I sign anything, I always sign it Brian A. Snow. And I don't know why. And as my wife said, she said, I'm definitely not an Adrian. So she said it should be something totally different than that. But it's Brian Adrian Snow. So I don't know why, but it is what it is, and here we are.
Hey, I will build next time I play against you, or next time, I'll feel a lot better, because now I know that story. It's been eating me up for about 12 years now.
It's weird, but it is what it is.
All right, man. So you've been here going on your 13th year. This is what people won't understand. There's times I'm sure you toy with it, maybe we should do something else with my life. You've been grinding for 25, 30 years now. But it's those stories that I want you to maybe tell a couple here, the ones that you can tell on camera here, with the assistant coaches back in the coach's office. The hours after you've done all the work, you've busted down film. Every once in a while, you just sit and decompress in the coach's office. You got any great, coaches' stories that we can tell on the air here?
Yeah, I'll tell a great one. And I think the thing that people don't understand is what we put into this is amazing. I mean, it's heartfelt. It's time. It's energy. Like, I'll be honest, during all this mess, I just struggled because I'll come over here. Literally yesterday, I came to school and I got on the gator and went down and I watched the grass grow. I literally just sit there because I wanted to be there, and I wanted to be there with the guys, but we're not. But a couple stories. Well, I tell one of the great stories is we're playing North Davidson. It's been 4 or 5 years ago. We ended up having, it was a shootout. I think we ended up winning 43-42. And we went for 2 at the end of the game to win. Got it, ran the reverse, the kid did a Marcus Caldwell. He basically dives in the end zone, does a flip into the end zone to beat them. And our defensive staff, everybody says, well, you won, and it was great. But our defensive staff gave up 42 points. So I'm collecting stuff, I go back in, and they are just getting after it. They're not they're like hollering, yelling at each other, mad because what was going on and why did we give up 42 points. And I mean, it was like we won. But to them guys, they were struggling because they gave up 42, and you can't give up 42 points.
You can't, yeah. No. Sometimes you win that game, you're glad, but there's when you got the offensive staff and defense, one side's going to be.
And it's like, yeah, it becomes a big deal. But I think we all a unit. That's like this year, Paige played us really well. I know Paige had struggled, and Paige played us really well, and we won. We won by a couple scores, and people were like devastated. And I'm going, we can't not be happy with winning. And sometimes style points can't. It's okay.
As long as you win by 1 point, that's
we
all that
found
matters.
a way,
Yep.
and let's go the next day and next week and try to get better.
I remember when I was coming into being wanting to be a head coach, and I remember being an assistant coach. And you remember those days when you were assistant coach and you knew everything.
Yep.
You knew everything, and you questioned everything the head coach did and all that. What advice do you have, like, to these new head coaches or these younger head coaches coming in? You've been doing this for 18 years now. What have you learned? I've seen you the last, I want to say we've both gotten better, as coaches, and I believe you got to get better, but I think we've both matured, and we'll hit on that a little bit later on in this. But what advice do you have for new coaches or younger head coaches getting into this? It's a tough profession, but it's a great one. What advice do you have for them?
Easy. I read this, during all this mess, I've had time to read a lot. And look, grab a broom. Just get to work. Don't have somebody to always tell you what to do. And everybody can't come in and call the plays. Right. Everybody can't come in and coordinate. Everybody can't come in. I'll be honest with you, my first 5 years of teaching, my first 4 years, I think it's 4 years of coaching, I worked for 2 bowl tickets. That's all I would wear. I get my Coach Meb would give me 2 bowl tickets to go to watch North Carolina play. That's all I would get. That's what I would get. Nothing else. Now he would feed me and give me clothes, but basically I got no money. So what I say is grab a broom. Just get to work, and don't be the guy that you sit around and don't be the first one to leave. No, don't be that guy. I use John McIntosh, who's our defense coordinator now. John, one of the biggest reasons John is where he is today is when I was here late, John was going to be here late. When I was here early, John was going to be. I mean, that was just one of those things. It was just, grab a broom and get to work, and it's okay. I'll do it. Mm-hmm. I'll clean the bathrooms. I'll sweep the floor. I'll come out here and mow. I'll blow it off. I'll do whatever. Just grab a broom, get to work, and it's okay. As a head coach, now, man, those guys are the guys I want to take care of. The guys that are going to go to work. Those guys. It's
crazy. A lot of people, you hit that, and I don't think people understand. I think they look at high school head coaches and they think, oh man, they got a great job. You hit it right there, and now we're both going to be in trouble here because our wives now. I clean the toilets and I change it. I don't do it at home, but I will do it in the coach's office in the locker room, so we might both be in trouble on that way.
I'll do it all. I don't mind doing it. It's weird. It's like here, I have a ritual at the end of the season. We take up all the stuff the night of the game. It's awful. I hate it, but it's just the way it is. We take everything up that night, and it's a tough night. But that next morning, I'm here with Clorox and water, and I will wipe down every locker. I will go inside. I will vacuum out every locker, and then I'll wipe every locker down. That is just something. And our locker room looks like it looked when we got it because we are going to take pride in it, and it comes with us as a coach, as the head coach. We ain't going to let people mess around with our stuff, and we're going to take care of it best we can.
So I know you do some cooking at home, but now do you do cleaning at home for Gina, or does Gina do all that?
I can't lie. No, I don't. I'm not a cleaner.
So you're in trouble now because you just told on yourself how you're taking so much pride over here.
She'll tell you right now that she knows it. She can sit here and tell you that she knows what she knows. She knows over here it's different than what it is at the house. I love my home.
Yeah.
But I'm
just
not
being married to a football coach. Just kind of the way it is.
Sometimes you
you know.
My dad took my wife out to dinner before she said yes, and he pretty much said, "Listen, I know you need to understand this is what he is, and he ain't gonna change." And she said she was okay with it. I think then, I don't know if she's okay with it.
A little different now.
Being in it's a little different.
You know, I'm from Wisconsin, so when I first got here, I came from Allen University. It's a small NAIA college down in Columbia, South Carolina. East was my first head coaching job. It's the only head coaching job I've had. It was hard for me to crack that fraternity of the North Carolina coaches. You know, I was an outsider. I'm from Wisconsin. I'm from, South Carolina. But now after 18 years, I've kind of think you guys have accepted me. Can you tell me a little bit about the great coaching, organizations? I know Phil Weaver's ahead of one, and just tell me about this special coaching fraternity in North Carolina.
I think ultimately there's just great people. And I mean, that's what I think. You took a look at the North Carolina Football Coaches Association. I don't think I went to the first one. I think I was at the second one, which started at Page High School. Okay. And when that thing got started, and I still remember it was great. We had great barbecue. They would feed us. As you can tell, I knew that. So we would basically go, and it started at Page, Marion Kirby, Alan Brown, Kenny Browning.
Big names.
I mean, just guys that are just good people, and that have now it's kind of cool to talk to those guys again and kind of see what was going on. And even during, I was at the ripe old age, 20-some years old, maybe not even 20 at the time. So those are, and then just to watch how that has grown, the North Carolina Football Coach Association. But also to know that, they're good people, and you know what? Ultimately, you say you've been here 18 years. Guess what? You're us. That's just the way it is. It's one of those things. I tell people, I don't ever knew. I was used to be one of those. I'm not as good at it anymore because we've got a bunch of schools. I would like to. You give me a school, and I'd tell you their mascot. But the North Carolina fraternity, it's a good bunch of people. We're not Texas. We ain't gonna get paid six figures to coach football. But I tell you what, I think we coach football as well as anybody, and we've got great kids that do what we ask them to do, and we'll work hard. And we don't. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You ain't gonna pay us a lot. We're still gonna get it done at a high rate and do a good job. So it's a good place to be.
So let's get to the elephant in the room here. Let's go back to mine and yours history. Okay, our history now.
I think we can tell it.
At one time now, right now, God rest Mason Linker, the media is great at getting two little babies, big babies, me and you.
Loved it.
They got us going, man, and they would stir that pot and the fire get all stoked up.
We made a bunch of money, though.
Oh, we made money, but boy, at one time now, this wouldn't happen. Right here. This would not happen.
You wouldn't have come up here.
So kind of tell me what you remember of the early rivalry. We hated each other. Let's point blank. We hated each other. So tell me what your thoughts or memories are on our early time and how it's evolved a little bit.
Well, I'll never forget the day. I get a phone call. East Forsyth's got a great team. Danny O'Brien, quarterback. He's special, and we got a guy just come back to West Forsyth. We've got a pretty good team coming back, and Dedrick Anderson's our running back. We've got a good little team. And I got a phone call. From my principal. It's 12 o'clock and it's raining. And they said, Coach, it's really our first week with rain. What do you want to do? I said, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. You don't ever have to ask me again. I want to play. That's just the way I feel like I'm that way. I just want to do it. I want to play. And they said, all right, let's do it. I said, and they said, do you think it will help us? And I said, I'll be honest. Yes, no, maybe. And that's my exact answer. I don't know. I said, but at the end of the day, I feel like we'll play. There was a game when I was at Watauga. We had a homecoming against McDowell. I still got people in Watauga County hate me because we played that night.
The ones that were on the homecoming court probably really didn't like it.
And we ended up losing. It was a deluge, and we ended up losing. And till this day, people blame me for getting beat because we played that night. And so that's kind of what got going. And then I said, let's play. And then it was going. And then we got to the game, and it got crazy. And you were fired up. And then Mason was.
Well, we were the only ones playing in the county, and might have been the state of North Carolina.
Yes, there were a lot of people here. I still remember Mason walked to me. Mason comes up to me after the game and says, what do you think? He's fired up. I said, it's little drops of water. What are we complaining? And then he's throwing that in, and then he's throwing, and it's just, oh my gosh. And then, but then it was, I think it fueled me to beat you. I firmly believe that. I think it fueled you to beat us, and I feel like it made us better. I mean, because I think you got to have a rivalry, and a rivalry is when you beat each other. I mean, let's be honest. I think first 3 times we played, I think we won, and then I think the second 3 you won. I mean, in there for a while, it was. I mean, it was crazy. I mean, like we and great games. I mean, I still remember the playoff game that was here. That was just. I mean, it was nuts, and it was just crazy. And we drive the length of the field and score. Adrian Snow makes a great move here, and then you think everybody thinks well, it's over. I'm sitting here saying it's not over. You throw the fade, and you got the ball there at the end. I mean, it's got a chance, and it's that's what's cool about the rivalry. It's fun, and
now I remember a couple. Now this I need to ask this question. Let's go back to that 2008 quick here, okay?
Yep.
So now the week before we tried to hide that Danny O'Brien was a quarterback at the time.
Yep.
He got hurt the week before. Got his ribs bruised up. You knew that a little bit now.
truthfully,
Come on now.
I'll be 100% honest with you. I did not. You know when I knew about it? I did not know about it. I did not know about it because
Okay.
his dad says something to our AD about it. About, hey, I did not know, and I'm sitting here on camera, guys. I didn't know that, but I know everybody was saying, well, hey. Then the people were saying they would like to play on Monday because it'd give him a couple more
Correct.
days.
That's what we're. Yeah.
But I'll be honest with you, I'd never thought that. In my mind, it was literally about what? It was raining. Some people didn't want to play. I want to play.
All right, we're going to get going here. We're going to call our 2-minute drill, 9 questions, 90 yards. But before we get to that, there's one more question I got to ask you.
Yep.
Okay? If you remember, we had our last game this last year was at East Forsyth. And the Game of Inches crew was there, and they had us mic'd up. Okay? So now I know they didn't get to use a lot of that footage, but I believe there's one play I saw, and I've never asked you this yet.
Yep.
You're going crazy. You're high stepping down. You guys, it's like you won the Super Bowl, and it was because our guy snapped the ball over our head. I mean, you guys are going crazy. I see Coach. First of all, you got up about that high when you jumped.
Ain't much vertical.
I mean, what's that all about, man?
Go! Go get the ball! What is he doing? Let's go!
I tell you what, the crazy story. I don't know if you hear in the play. I'm watching him run. First of all, how the ball kicks up into his hands is unbelievable.
Yeah,
Real nice. Just a fluke.
It was that night
just
for you
fluke.
guys.
Yeah, no doubt, fluke. And then so it kicks up in his hand. Well, I see him stop. Well, as you can hear, I'm going, what is he doing? He literally, being smart, he's stopping to let the guy block the last guy so he can go score. But you know what? We learned from that play because everybody talks about that play, but guess what happened on the next play? You remember what happened on the next play?
What happened the next?
You took one back.
Right
You
there,
were saying, so we kick off. Well, first of all, we're gassed. We didn't do a good job of controlling ourselves and how we should have handled it. I was excited because I was excited for Will Knight.
Sure.
But basically, it was almost like if we would have basically, hey, we'd have made you had to drive. But now it's almost like we were jacked up, and then guess what? We kick off. You're jacked up because you take it back and just unbelievable.
It
What
was just a great
I'll be honest
moment.
with you.
It was a great moment.
Anybody,
Game of Inches did a great job. That was awesome. Now one day we are going to get back together
And watch ball.
and we're going to watch it together.
Probably
and all that. So.
Probably in a select company.
All right, let's go with this 2-minute drill here. Okay, I'm going to ask you 9 questions. Just give me your answer. Right, what first comes to your head? Question 1: what's your favorite position to coach?
Offensive line, no doubt about it.
Favorite offensive play?
Power.
I like that play too.
Yeah.
Question 3: are you a base guy or are you a blitz guy?
I think it's kind of crazy. I'm gonna say combination. I think there's a times you got to bring pressure, but I'm also one of those things. I think sometimes bringing too much pressure puts you in a bad spot. Feast or famine.
Gotcha. Favorite college team?
Appalachian State.
Favorite pro team?
It's weird. I'm not a big pro guy, but I watch the Panthers just because they're hometown.
Okay, I'll go with that. Who's your favorite football coach of all time?
Bear Bryant.
Are you a beach guy or a mountain guy?
I love fishing, so I'm gonna say the beach. But I'll be honest with you, that's weird for me because I love the mountains. I'll retire probably in the mountains.
Okay.
So, but I love fishing.
All right. Seafood or steak?
Woo! I love steak, but seafood's also, as you can see, I don't miss many meals.
don't discriminate against meals?
No, combination.
All right, and the final one, so I know I'm gonna learn a little something from you. Are you a kickoff guy or are you receiving?
I have been a deferred guy all my career to this year. I felt like we were probably a little bit better offensively, so we took the ball more this year than I've ever done. So most time, we're always going to defer.
Thank you for your 2-minute drill.
Giddy up.
So we got one last segment here.
Yep.
We call it the Coach's Challenge. This is going to be something at every one of the shows, okay? So I get to pick what the challenge will be.
All right.
So today we have picked a challenge that we're going to run a 20-yard dash. Reason I picked that challenge is exactly, if you go down, these are the famous feet of Adrian Snow.
Look at
so
that thing.
any challenge that I'm going to have, I'm going to try to have the upper hand.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew Coach Snow would have those sandals on today.
Wear 'em every day.
So we are going to run a 20-yard dash into the end zone.
All right, I'm in.
So now I'm going to go because I'm always prepared as a coach. And,
Yep.
and I made up my game plan. So I'm going to go right over there, Coach Snow.
Yep.
Get my box, my cleats out of my Under Armour box.
Yeah.
And we'll race that 20-yard dash.
I'm in. Let's go. I'll get it.
All right, let's go. Let's get ready.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you what's getting ready to happen. I'm gonna start early. Get ready. I'm gonna start early, and he's gonna have to call some kind of penalty or something, because you know how he is with officials. You know he wants to call a penalty. So guess what? I'm gonna jump early, and here we go.
All right, man. This is a big one. East versus West. Gotta get my shoes on. Always be prepared as a coach.
What size shoes are those? About a 5?
Hey, these are size 15s right here,
Yeah,
buddy.
whatever.
Size 15.
Yeah, whatever. There ain't no boats.
Hey, look at those East Forsyth colors right there.
They don't run real well on this grass over here.
Hey, I hope these silver cleats right here are the deal.
I'm gonna cinch my glasses. I'm on.
Let's get it on. I want to go in this end zone
Oh yeah,
right
so
here.
we get the grass
Because
right.
I'm going to tell you this. This end zone right here, this corner, you know how many times you all have beat me in this corner of the end zone? I've missed some throws.
Yep.
I've gotten bad calls down there in that corner. And one time there was a jump ball and you guys got, so this is the corner I want to go
Do
at.
it to KJ. No, I'll tell you what. We getting our what we call a Titan set, and where we got double wings, and we bring the defensive guys in, and we had a defensive lineman catch one against you.
Yeah, you sure did. Yep.
Yep.
Thanks. I appreciate you bringing that up. Appreciate that. Set, go. You
I got it.
No, you ain't got it.
Ready? What kind of stance is that?
I think this is my track stance from Stu.
Ready, set, go!
Oh, God. Oh, look at that. He even tried to go on his own count.
What'd I tell you?
He was good for the first
I knew he
5
was gonna
yards.
complain about it.
Good for the first 5 yards. But, hey, Coach Snow, thanks for having us here at the Village. It's been
Yeah.
a great day hanging
Good
out,
fun.
getting to know you,
Thank
and
you.
let's hopefully play some football this fall.
Let's do it.
Hey, we'll see you next time when Coach Willert hits the road.